All right. Now we have moved to section 6, which covers question number 10 only. It says you can also find compositions of transformations away from the coordinate plane. Number 10. Points A, B, C, D are points on the right pointing arrow shown here. Predict the direction of the arrow after it is mapped by these compositions. A. It's going to do a translation of DB and a translation of AC. B says it's going to do a rotation of D prime B prime after it does a rotation about the point D 90 degrees. And lastly, it says do a rotation about the point A 180 degrees and a reflection of line segment AC. I want you to take about 5 minutes to kind of follow the steps in your mind and just figure out what direction those arrows are going to be pointing in. Just try to find out what direction the arrows are pointing. Up, down, left, or right. Go ahead, pause your video. The answers to question number 10 have now been provided for us. I kind of visualized this by taking a little picture and I said, okay, if the arrow points this direction and I want to first translate it by AC, that means I'm going to move the arrow from being here to the arrow is being kind of like here. Well, then from there it says translate DB. So that means I'm going to move from here all the way up to here. So now my arrow, but it never changed directions. It's still going to be pointing to the right. Okay. Then I said, okay, well, let's take a look at the next one. The next one says rotate about this point 90 degrees. So that's counterclockwise 90 degrees. So now I'm going to be right here. Then it says reflect D prime, B prime. Well, my D prime and B prime. Well, here's D prime, B prime. It says reflect, so it's just flipping over and it's going to be upward. It stays exactly where it is, but here it would have been AC. Now it would have been CA. Okay, let's take a look at the last picture that they asked us to look at. It says, first, we want to reflect over AC. So if I reflect right along these lines, I'm now going to be facing this direction, right? Then it says rotate 180 degrees about point A. Well, point A would be here. We're going to rotate this 180 degrees counterclockwise. So now it's going to be pointing back to the right. On to your debriefing question. Oh, take that back. No debriefing question here. On to the next paragraph.